to corporate secretaries, the list of sections which you're looking at, the videos on with respect to such section have already been uploaded. These are the detail and brief quick revisions for the same. Apart from that, all videos which are updated are in accordance with Companies Amendment Act 2017. So stay tuned. With respect to any kind of notes which you're looking forward to, there is a link below in the description, so you can join the WhatsApp group. Apart from that, any discussion query, you're most welcome. Please share with the maximum people you can. And with respect to the rest of the sections of the Company Law Tribunal relevant for the examination shall be uploaded by the 10th of December on the channel, or maximum by 15th, not later than that. With respect to the, apart from Companies Act, corporate corporate restructuring and valuation and insolvency shall be uploaded as well. So you are going to have a company law provisionary note, due diligence with respect to corporate restructuring, valuation and insolvency. So first module for professional, and respect to company law for executive as well as for the professional too. Beginning with, this video is regarding to the secretarial standard and the secretarial audit. So over here I'm going to start with section 204, which looks into the secretarial audit by the companies. So let's start. So Companies Act 2013, section 204, practicing secretary to provide a secretarial audit report in form MR3. Reading along with Rule 9 of Companies Appointment Remuneration of Managerial Personnel Rule 2014. So the company shall, if the company is listed, company having paid up share capital of 50 crore or more, turnover of rupees 250 crore or more, required to get a secretarial audit. Apart from that, private company subsidiary of above shall also submit form MR3. So private company, if it's a subsidiary of the above company, shall also submit the secretarial audit report. Apart from that, board of director to explain in full any qualification, observation or remarks by practicing company secretary in secretarial audit report. The objective of secretarial audit report is to compliance on law and secretarial standards. Interest of various shareholder is protected. Pointing out the non and inadequate compliance. Avoid any unwarranted legal actions and penalties. So if I see the secretarial audit is all about taking if you have heard of the phrase that prevention is better than cure. It's not going to point on the mistakes or non-compliance. It's just is a preventive measure where you can check the all over compliance with respect to be it legal or be it in financial respects. It can be looked into. So for financial aspect, there is obviously financial audits are being conducted, but this is more of a situation where we confirm in form MR3 that all the laws which are applicable to the company has a concerned company has taken care of the entire compliance in accordance with the rules or provision made thereunder for the act which is applicable to the company. Now, the scope of secretarial audit is adherence to board process and mechanism. It is under Companies Act, other major act and regulation, which is SCRA 1956 along with the rules in 1957, Depository Act, FEMA, FDI, foreign direct investment, overseas direct investment, external commercial bond, regulation guidelines under SEBI 1992, which is registrar to the issue on share transfer agent, takeovers, prohibition of insider trading, issue of capital disclosure requirement, share-based employee benefit, issue of debt security, LODR, buyback and delisting. Apart from that, report on compliance with secretarial standard, other applicable law, every company to specify the list of law applicable in the board meeting at the beginning of every financial year. So that's mandatory. Moving forward, the statutory audit is the audit of accounts, financial statement, tax audit is for the purpose of taxation. So yeah, these are some mandatory annually requirement which can be conducted on an event base or can be done mandatory as per the law or the provision provided of the act. Talking about the secretarial audit, secretarial compliance of law. So adherence to broad process and compliance mechanism. So that what secretarial audit helps into. So in the case of instance of non-compliance or continuance of the non-compliance, to provide the reason thereof, any significant litigation filed against the company with brief details has to be given. But talking about the board structure, composition, process for sustainability of suitability of director, any process for succession planning. This all has to be disclosed, and moreover, such also form the part of board report under 100 section 34 subsection 3. Apart from that, deficiencies in system procedures in convening meetings, circulation of agenda, conducting meeting, decision making process, adequacy and integrity in minutes of record. The function of board constituent committee. Apart from that, existing of internal control system, the procedure and process of commensurate with the size of the company, ensuring the compliance with law. Any sort of material event after the financial year closure and before the submission of report, if such have a significant impact. So any kind of materiality with respect to from the end of the financial year till the date of the submission of report, board company is required to create policy on materiality of the events, which shall be disclosed as material event policy on the website of the company, and according to that, the case basis, it shall be taken care of. Any event occurred in audit committee having bearing on various laws has to be checked. So what's the need of secretarial audit? Legal procedure requirement are complied. Confidence to director and KMP that they are in a better position with respect to the compliance. They can concentrate on other business matter, strengthen the image of the company for stakeholders, effective governance compliance tool, and helps the investor to compliance to the level of company. Now, talking about the secretarial audit by PCS, I confirm again, for professional program due diligence chapter 1 will get completed once the video you'll watch through. The requirements of section 204 subsection 1, only member of ICSI can conduct the secretarial audit. So practicing company secretary, board resolution will pass by the company. The appointment as per Rule 8 of Companies Meeting Board and Powers, Rule 2014, read will section 179 of Companies Act 2013. So the communication shall be given to the earliest incumbent. So reliance will, for the new appointment, incumbent will be given to the old appointee by post about the proposal of new appointment of the practicing company secretary or by ICSI, as may be ICSI specify. So they has to give to communication to the old practicing company secretary of the previous financial year was conducted the secretarial audit report to in confirmation with that they are about to appoint a new company secretary for the purpose of secretarial audit. After that, there will be acceptance of appointment by the new practicing CS. A formal letter of appointment and the copy of board report shall be forwarded, and the practicing company secretary shall give the acceptance in writing. Once the acceptance is done, the duty begins. So preliminary discussions and surveys are required to be taken care of. Then meeting with senior management, administrative start, provides the idea with what is expected out of the audit, manner in which audit to be conducted, frame of you frame the skeleton of the secretarial audit. So you have to get the objectives, that what all you need to look into, discuss the scope and objective, gather the info, evaluate broad board process, existing control system, get management representation later, which is very mandate. Without it you cannot go ahead and complete the audit. Now talking about the finalization of audit plan and briefing the staff. So audit plan outline can go for field work or usage of auditing tool. Well, briefing the staff with respect to the field work responsibility, allotment of work and other role. Now, audit plan to adhere the timeline, evaluate the areas of risk, design the test on field work session, testing and interview analysis. So once the finalization of audit plan is done, briefing of staff is done, that what all you'll be required to conduct the secretarial audit. Now test, interview and analysis. Information technology gather the information control identified during the preliminary review are operating properly and manner specified by the fieldwork typically consist of interview with staff formally or informally, reviewing the procedure and matter, process testing, analysis with compliance, applicable law, process policies, rules, adequacy and control. Seventh is working paper. So once you have been through the interview testing analysis, now vital to us is correct with the management record, inform the auditor opinion they are compressive and serve many functions. Audit summary for discussions. Any sort of findings get summarized, get the initial discussion with the management, get your clarification on the report, and finally submit of the secretarial audit report after the considering the clarification. Preparation of secretarial report in MR3, address to the board. Report shall contain the opinion of statutory compliance examined by that the company is compliant with all the rules that apply to the company. Now, talking about the benefit and beneficiary of secretarial audit are acquirer, controller of joint venture, management affair of the company in accordance with the law. Owner's stake is not at risk. Duty for compliance management is duly performed. Adequate compliance with law are not exposed to any sort of unseen or liability. Proactive measure with for compliance. Moreover, it's professionally established and self-regulated. Reduce the workload and go for the compliance. Talking about the beneficiaries, promoter, management, non-executive director, government authorities, investor and other stakeholders. Promoter benefits after conducting the affairs with the law, who are interested with the responsibility to establish the benchmark, which is with the management. Non-executive director, control to director as mechanism and the process are in place. Government, lower the burden of law enforcement of security. Investors, they can check whether the money which they pool into the company is in safer hands or not. Another stakeholder, bank, financial creators, you have the trust of them. A professional responsibility and penalty for incorrect information. So make sure you take care of the role and responsibility being the company secretary. If you not do not, they attract the penalty of the Company Secretary Act 1980 if found guilty in first schedule, if found guilty in second schedule. So first schedule will request for reprimand and remove the name from register of member for 3 months and fine up to 3 lakhs. Found guilty in schedule 2, this is quite serious. Reprimand, removal from the name of register of members permanently from the institute and any such period as may be deemed fit. Fine up to 5 lakhs. Under section 204, any default penalty 1 to 5 lakh, and if it is also for 448 shall be applicable any return report, certificate, financial statement, prospectus statement or any document required for the purpose of act any person make a statement false, material particular knowing to be false, omit the fact knowing to be material, then shall be liable with 447. So found guilty for fraud shall be imprisonment for 6 months up to 10 years and penalty involving fraud, which the penalty will be the amount involved in fraud. In the case of fraud is in public interest, imprisonment will increase to 3 to 10 years and the amount involved in fraud shall be taken by the, that is required to be paid. Now over here I won't discuss this duty to report fraud as it's already discussed under the video uploaded prior. Please look into it. All I'm going to discuss is by the end of this video is limit for issue of secretarial audit report. On 235th meeting on February 11, 2016, 10 secretarial audit report per partner practicing company secretary shall be given and extra 5 per partner in case if the unit is peer reviewed. So peer reviewed is something you get an additional certificate from the institute and such is carried on a block of every 5 years. So there is a website for such where you can check what all firms are peer reviewed for the purpose of secretarial audit, where you can have the additional 5 secretarial report being signed. So stay tuned. Next video is all about secretarial standard. Thank you so much. That will deal with section 205.